What's going on? Another impromptu live at 5 a.m. exactly, which hardly anyone's going to watch. It's just like the one that we did about what it means to be a fan, and had another really great thought at 4:30 in the morning, and I was like, this is an impromptu live. This is not going to be a long live. Don't worry. I'm going to keep it short. I'm going to address something that needs to be addressed, and I'm going to address it for the final time. And I'm going to address it in a way that I'm going to respect myself for. So, yesterday, someone sent me a video. This tends to happen when people make videos about you. A whole bunch of people flood your inbox and they send you videos. And I guess I respect people who do that because I think they think they mean well, right? They're like, oh, this person's talking about you. So, I'm going to flash something on here for you guys. This is an inspirational thought. I don't know if you believe in God. I don't really care if you believe in God, but this is something that really got me and got me thinking. I'm going to read it out. I asked God, why are you taking me through troubled water? He replied, because your enemies can't swim. Can I get an amen? So someone sends me this video and I'm listening to it, bro. And I'm listening to it. And every minute that I listen to it, I'm getting madder and madder. And then I check my DMs. I've told you guys before that a lot of people that I respect do check out this channel, and it's always amazing to me when I find out that someone that I admire for a really long time checks out this channel. And someone sent me a DM yesterday that blew my mind. Very few people got to see it. I sent it to a few close friends and just let them know, like, this is so cool that someone that I admire so much actually even knows who I am. It's so cool. And the nature of the DM was basically, bro, I love your channel. I just wish you would stick to basketball. Why do we do this? Why am I doing this? What am I doing here? Started this channel because I really admired content creators out there who are taking basketball to the next level. And when I was doing that, when I was really just talking about the game and what I saw in the game, even if it wasn't very popular, even if it was controversial, even if people didn't agree, I still respected myself a lot. I felt like I was doing something good, that I was raising the collective consciousness, that I was raising and provoking perhaps discussions that needed to be had. I wasn't targeting anybody. I wasn't being targeted by anybody. It wasn't personal. It was just basketball. And when it was just basketball, yo, I loved it. But lately it hasn't really been basketball, has it? It's been a lot of back and forths. It's been a lot of spats, feuds, YouTube beef. I'll own up to it. I started it. I mentioned somebody's name in a quote. That's what started it, right? That created a 30-minute video. Call this escalation. You ever lived in a dangerous neighborhood? What's escalation in a dangerous neighborhood? They get a gun, you get a gun. They get a knife, you get a bigger knife. It's escalation. And you keep escalating and escalating and escalating, and next thing you know, you're strapped and you don't know how you got there. Nobody wins when you just endlessly escalate a situation. So let me de-escalate it. Actually, I'm not even de-escalating it. I'm squashing it. A word to aspiring content creators out there. There's plenty of money on YouTube. Plenty of money on YouTube. There's plenty of money to be had if you know what you're doing. In fact, I'm going to tell you something. The reason that I started a YouTube channel, I've already had a YouTube channel. To those who don't know, I run Pensari Films, and I never really thought about monetizing a YouTube channel. It was, for me, YouTube was just dicking around. I had no idea how much money was available on YouTube, no idea about sponsorships, no idea about any of this stuff. Never thought about it. To me, YouTube was just a way to upload my films and to upload trailers and to, just get content into the world. Honestly, I spent money on YouTube when I started out as a filmmaker, getting, my films out there and trying to get trailers, and I probably paid like money on promotions and stuff. Then I started watching a YouTuber um, by the name of Captain Sinbad. Now, this guy is awesome. He started out as a super small channel on NoFap. Also started watching NBA Storyteller, Athletic Alchemy. Started watching all these YouTubers, and they're blowing up, blowing up, blowing up. And one of the coolest things about Nick Hill, which is Captain Sinbad, is he shares his process like a lot of YouTubers do. They give you sort of the insights into how much they're earning on YouTube, from sponsors, from all sorts of stuff. And it's a really cool thing, man. It's a really cool thing that you get a playbook and you get some perspective into what's possible with this platform. And I had no idea. I had no idea that people were making $20,000, $30,000 a month. Really like big channels, frankly, like 30, 20, $30,000 is not something that necessarily is in the realm of possibilities for a Raptors YouTube channel. But I'm just saying, like, this is possible. Like guys like Jimmy High Roller and, big channels like Kenny For Real, like these channels are immensely popular. And, if anyone ever wants to reach out privately and just sort of ask, like, how much am I making for a video that I'm putting like 20 hours into, I'll give you the straight shot. Like, I will be a straight shooter about it, keep it a buck with you, and just let you know, yeah, some of these videos that you see with like 5, 6,000 views, when I look at the monetization on it, because they're a certain category or they're a certain length or whatever, it might just be $26, $27. That entire Joe Wieskamp video that has 23,000 views, you might think, man, he must have made a killing on that. It's like $120, right? Truth is that there's plenty of money on YouTube when you expand, when you grow, sponsorships, etc. But I listened to a YouTuber yesterday make some crazy claims. And this is a YouTuber that I've been kind of going back and forth with. I've never made a video about him directly. He's made plenty of videos directly about me. And it's resulting in a lot of controversy. And it's going back and forth, escalation, escalation, escalation. People are mentioning him in the comments. People are mentioning him in the lives. And then I'm egging on. I'm not being a bigger person. I'm not being a smarter person. I'm just letting it happen. And I'm escalating it. I keep going back and forth with this person. A person that I do not admire, a person that I do not like, the person that I've never talked to, a person that I do not respect. A person that I'm not aspiring to be like. My God, who am I beefing with here? So, I'm going to make a very generous peace offering to this specific YouTuber before I get to my bigger point here. My dear Chevy Chase, this one's for you, and I'm sure one of your minions is going to forward you this message. I have listened to you lie so many times about me, about yourself, about the Raptors. I've seen you lie. I think you lie like once every 15 seconds. I would love to do the math on it, but I frankly do not have the patience to watch all your videos. Not a fan. But I would like to stop talking about you forever. I don't want to hear you. I don't want to hear you mentioned in our comments anymore. I don't want to even know that you exist. If I could literally block you off of my YouTube feed, I would. So here's what I'm going to do. You made a very, very bold claim yesterday. A very bold claim, my friend. You said that you have been offered $150,000. Yes, 100. Don't go delete the video now. Don't delete the video. You said $150,000 in collaboration and sponsorships. That's what you said. You said 6 digits, and somewhere in between the 450 times that you said that you were the best at this, which, if you really were, the number would make sense, but you're not, and it doesn't. So I will make you a peace offering. Call it a peace offering, even though I'm being pretty aggressive about it. But I will make you a peace offering. 1, you send me an email showing me that you have turned down $150,000. Bro, I'll give you some leeway. You prove $100,000. Prove 90. Prove 80. Prove 70. Prove 50. No, we're going to hold you to it. You said 150. We're going to take you at face value, my friend. You said you have turned down $150,000 of sponsorship dollars. And your followers believed you. Yo, who are you bullshitting? I'm in this game. I know people in this game. I know YouTubers who have 600,000 subscribers. 600,000 subscribers. I know YouTubers with 100,000 subscribers who get like 100,000 views on a video. They haven't gotten $150,000 in sponsorships. How did you? So, I'll make you a deal. You prove to me that you turn down, you who talks about money all the time, talks about getting rich, doing this, doing that, always about money, always about money. You talk about money all the time. He's going to make me rich. This guy's going to make me rich. And you turn down $150,000. You talking about part-time jobs, and you turn down $150,000 and no one questioned it. Not one of your followers wrote in the comments, not that you would ever not delete the comment, but you never wrote once. No one wrote to you, yo, $150,000 for real? That sounds high. No one questioned it. Bullshitters always tell on themselves. So I'll make you a deal. You prove to me, prove it, that you send me an email. I want to see the email. I want to see the offer. And no monopoly money, no, oh, it was, if we sell this, then you get that. No, straight shot. You said $150,000. You quoted Ryan Reynolds cell phone company. Okay, so straight deal for you. You show me $150,000. You turn down $150,000. You were ever offered $150,000 in sponsorships. I will donate $150 US to a charity of your choice. My word. No lie. I can't offer you $150,000. I'm not that rich. But I will promise you $150 US. And until you do that, and if you never do that, I hope people know that you are a liar. But until you do that, I don't want to see another person mention you in this channel ever again. I don't want to hear about you. I don't want to hear from you. I don't want to hear bullshit about me on Twitter. No more. Okay? We are going back. We're going back to the basics with this channel. This channel was supposed to be about analytics, statistics, not propaganda. This is not a Scotty propaganda channel. No matter how much people want it to be, it's not. Am I excited about the potential future of watching one of the brightest young stars in the NBA blossom in a city that I live in? Yes, I am. As you should be too. If you're a basketball fan, you should be really excited about that future. And I'm not sweating the present, which looks murky sometimes and confusing, and I'm not sweating that. I'm looking at the big picture. And the big picture is the Raptors drafted Scotty Barnes, number 4. Scotty Barnes, my favorite player in the NBA. I am very blessed to cover this team. I'm going to go back to what got me here in the first place. And what got me here is talking basketball. What got me here is not beefing with nobody YouTubers. It's not, I don't even think, honestly, the lowlights didn't do much. Every time we posted a lowlight, I guarantee you, I could show you, I can prove it to you, that all of the lowlights cost us subscribers. They did not get us subscribers. I made them because I wanted the fan base to wake up to what they were watching. I thought they were an interesting exercise in entertainment. I thought they were an interesting exercise in film breakdowns. And frankly, I was watching the film from these games back at half speed, and sometimes I just wanted people to see what I was seeing because it was frustrating as hell. And maybe it was a venting tool, and maybe it became really toxic. I have no shame in that. What I do not like that I have done is I have allowed beef with someone that I do not admire, do not respect. It's one thing to beef with Blake Murphy and Sam Bassini, people that I actually sort of respect in this space, to have like a bit of a feud with them. To have a feud with you feels cheap, weird, and frankly, I don't mean to sound like I'm not saying I'm the best. You're not going to hear me say I'm the best. That's not for me to decide. That's not for me to say. And frankly, it'd be very crass, very stupid, I don't care if I get 200,000 followers. You're not going to hear me say, I'm the best. I'm the best. There are so many people in this space that I admire. So many. Not specifically rappers, just all over. Athletic Alchemy, yo, that dude knows the game so well. So well. Some of the things that he says about the Warriors, it's a Warriors podcast. But Athletic Alchemy has just, it's never wasted my time for 1 second. NBA Storyteller, yo, the art, the charisma, thinking basketball. You know, what Ben has been able to do with thinking basketball is just incredible. What he's been able to do with back picks. Louis Satzman, Samson. You know, there's so many people in this space that are doing incredible things. And to waste my time addressing somebody who I don't think is doing incredible things at all is so, it's honestly depressing, man. I don't feel proud of it at all. So I'm going to squash it. And that's my final offer to you. Show me that what you're saying is true. And if you show me what it's true, I'm going to humble out. I'm going to be like, shoot, damn. People must love this guy. $150,000 in sponsorships is no joke, my guy. For a guy who was getting 53 views, like less than 2 years ago, you're getting 53. I mean, I swear, I scroll back on your videos and I saw 52 views, 50 views, and people were not messing with you. But hey, like, I mean, you're getting, 800 to 2,000 views, and when you talk about me, you're getting 3,000 views. That's great. That's great, man. But in my experience, no one offers $150,000 for a channel as small as yours. But I'll be happy to be proven wrong. We recently signed our first sponsor. Not $150,000. I'll tell you that. I'll tell you that. It was a very generous offer, but it's not $150,000. And frankly, as I said, I know a lot of channels like that have million plus, 2 million plus, 3 million plus. I researched this space aggressively. When Nick Hill for Captain Sinbad, when he started talking about how much money he was making on this space, trust me, I got in touch with a lot of YouTubers who are doing incredible stuff. I'm not talking like Mr. Beast level, but like chess YouTubers and people who they have like millions of followers and stuff like that. And their videos are getting 300, 400,000. I know how much money they make. And trust me, if you actually got offered $150,000 and you turned it down, you're a bigger dummy than I thought, because that's more money than someone I know on YouTube who has 800,000 subscribers made last year. And you turned that down? You must be about the integrity. Prove it. Prove it, and I will donate $150 US to a charity of your choice. And if you don't, I don't want to hear from you again. I'm going back to basketball. I'm going back to doing what I want to do with this channel. Briefly, before we end this chat, what do I want to do with this channel? I want to get back to video breakdowns, but not this guy sucks video breakdowns and, dramatic music video breakdowns. That was a one-off. It was a one-off. It was supposed to be about Fred once, and then it became a thing. I don't want to just be doing lives and talking mess about, oh, this team sucks that day and whatever. I want to get back to real content that I believe in for this channel. And yeah, I thought we were going in a really good direction. Got lost for a minute there. Some people probably tuned out. They were like, man, I don't want to listen to this guy talk about this other YouTuber. Well, you're hearing it for the last time. That's it. You're not going to hear it from me again. I don't care if I have to put a note right here. Do not talk about it. I will not talk about it again. Until you send me proof, I'm not talking about you anymore. You have gotten the last reaction out of me. That's it. Now, we're going back, and I talked a couple months ago about a neuroscience video with my friend Catherine, who is like one of the top minds in this field that I know, and talking about like the neuroscience of basketball. This is what this channel was made for. That type of topic. I don't care if that video gets 50 views, 1,000 views, 20,000 views. I'm going to be proud of that video. And it is time for us as human beings. If you are a follower of the channel, you already know, like, I think I'm talking directly to you. Don't worry about the noise. Don't worry about the response. Don't worry about that. Think about doing something that makes you proud every single day. I got very far in life following that mantra. Real talk. That's really what got me from point A to point B in my life, is just saying, What can I do to make myself better every single day? I look around at the people that I admire, and almost every one of them, every person that I deeply admire in my life does that. They're all about focusing on growth. They're all about focusing on themselves. And not one person that I admire would sink so low as to engage in a YouTube beef with this dude. Not one person. Not one person that I admire would do this. So why the hell am I doing this? You know, that's the whole thing about self-esteem. When you do things that compromise your self-esteem, you feel worse. I feel bad. Every time I do this, I feel bad. I feel worse about myself every time I do this. No more. We're not doing it anymore. Got 6. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Just getting to these comments here. Thank you so much, AG. Yeah, I mean, look, it's not nice to have someone DM you and say this person called you this or this person called you that. And look, if it was true, if someone said, you know, I've been called Freddie Hater like 1,000 times. I don't usually get worked up about that. I can totally understand why someone would say that. But when it goes past basketball, someone saying like someone, you know, making fun of me having Asperger's or someone making fun of me having a tumor or stuff like that, it starts to veer into personal territory and brings you back to getting bullied in like grade 1 or something. You know what I mean? It gets like go back to like, oh, like someone spread a rumor about you in grade 2 or, you know, stuff like that. It becomes very grade school, very bullshit very quickly. And so, you know, I gotta look at the people in my life that I really admire. They don't go back and forth. They don't. They don't at all. Let me give you an example. Quick example, right? Did you watch Fred VanVleet's last presser? Do you remember the part where he said, you know, it was like we only took 2 mid-range shots with 3 defenders on us, and then he laughed and he kind of gave the Doobie Delight and he said, "Oh, I'm guilty of it too." I see all the wheels working on that comment. He's addressing the haters, and specifically, he's addressing anyone who may have made an honest video, you know, or an honest trailer about him doing exactly that, right? He sees it, he hears it. He's probably got a ton of people in his life sending him videos. I've had, you know, tons of Facebook messages back and forth with people in his life. You think I'm unaware of the fact that he's blissfully aware that I have trashed him on the internet 100 times? Of course I have. And of course he's aware of it. And, you know, I get it. But you know how many times Scotty Barnes got trashed? You know how many times he ever responded to it? How many passive aggressive tweets did he make about it? 0. How many passive aggressive, you know, Instagram stories did you see from Scotty about Doug Smith? 0. You don't think someone who worked that hard would be bothered by an entire media space questioning his work ethic? But he's bigger than that. He's a bigger person than that. And that's why I admire him. And I do not admire myself for sinking to this level. So I'm going to follow the example. As a 35-year-old, I'm going to follow the example of our 21-year-old rookie of the year. And I'm going to try to be a better person. That doesn't mean that I'm not going to tell you how it is. That doesn't mean that if Fred VanVleet and Pascal Siakam have a really bad game, that I'm not going to call it a really bad game. It doesn't mean that if the Raptors make a terrible draft pick, that I'm not going to call it a terrible draft pick. I will. I will 100% do that because that is what you've come to expect of me. And if I'm not doing that, then why are you tuning in? But I'm going to keep it 100 and I'm going to keep myself focused on what matters to me. Okay. You know, one of the things that I gleaned from my conversation with Brian, you know, and you probably gathered it from listening to that interview with Brian that I did, that I really admire him. And it's not just the, you know, because he's Scotty's trainer, because he's really good, right? Peter, that's funny. I don't sleep, I wait. That's hilarious. I realize we have a lot of fans that are international that may just be waking up right now or who may already be awake. So this is a chance for us to some briefly connect with them as well. I also foolishly, I haven't slept yet, and I made a commitment to my neighbor to look after their dog at 7 a.m. So honestly, if I go to sleep right now, I'm going to be woken up in like 90 minutes and be really pissed off. So probably going to avoid sleeping today. Nevertheless, I just want to say that one of the reasons that I admire Brian so much is that he has so much patience for people, you know, and compassion, patience, compassion, understanding. He seems like above a lot of stuff. Like you might mention something that's a little bit controversial and he doesn't like engage with it. He's sort of learned how to swim around it. And I've always admired people like that. And I'm honestly, I'm looking around in my life and I'm seeing no one who's petty, insecure, boastful. I don't see anyone pounding their chest saying, "Yo, I'm the best. I'm the best. I'm nice." Who does that? Who does that? I don't admire anybody who talks like that at all. So, oh, I admire that, man. Coming from one unlikable dude to another, keep doing your thing. Always look forward to your post game reactions. Yo, I admire. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. Look, I'm not trying to be likable. I'm trying to be. I'm not trying to be likable to anybody else, but I am trying to be likable to myself. And it's very important, I think, what we think about ourselves. At the end of the day, when you go to bed, right? I remember I was working at a hedge fund in Boston. So I've never really talked about this, but maybe I have talked about it. And I worked at a hedge fund for a bit. And one of the things that I will never forget was me just having this disaster day. And it was like nothing was going right that day. And I just wanted to quit. Like I wanted to quit on that day. I wanted to quit my job. I hated that day. And I remember wanting to duck out early and I ended up taking extra long washroom breaks and I took a long lunch break because I just didn't want to face the computer that day. It was just not my day. I started out in the wrong foot and it just felt like quicksand. It felt like momentum was just not going right that day. And I remember, trading closed and usually we do like wrap ups and stuff. And I just wanted to go home and crash in my hotel room. Like, so I was living out of a hotel room for like that week and I just wanted to go home and crash and I just wanted to sleep or maybe watch Friends reruns or Seinfeld reruns or something. I just did not want to be there. And I remember going up to, my boss and I said, I want to dip out a little bit early. Is that okay? And he said, as long as you're happy that you can put your name next to today and say, I did my best today, that you're okay signing off on that today, you can leave whenever you want. And I just couldn't. I couldn't. I had to sit there and I was like, all right, I'm going to go through the trades and I'm going to see what I did wrong. I'm going to see how this day went so shit. I ended up sticking around for an extra hour and I felt a lot better when I went home. I remember I was in a flight from Italy and I remember I think it was 17 or so, right? And thanks, Leanne. I was 17 and I remember reading an article about Scarborough. And this was an Italian flight, so I don't know why I was reading an article about Scarborough in the newspaper. And it was talking about murders and it was talking about, shootings, deaths, stabbings, whatever. And they talked about like four specific cases that year. And I had to acknowledge that I knew three of the people. Three of the people. One of them went to my high school. One of them went to the high school kind of across the bridge and we were close. And one of them was just a close friend of mine that had gotten stabbed on the subway. Life is short, man. Life is really short. It can be shorter than you think, you know? Like most of us probably assume we got to at least 60, 70 years old, right? And we waste our days and waste our time on like some real petty shit. Stuff that does not serve us, does not energize us, does not add anything to our lives at all. It's not aligned. It's not aligned with our purpose. And we could lose days, weeks, months, years focusing on the pettiest of shit. I've had fights with my girlfriend where I'm like focusing on the way she said something for like 2 days. It's making me upset. Um, I can't remember who said it, but they said that, I did a lot of digging into neuroscience and mental health and psychology, and you say like, you have a bad minute, right? People call it a bad minute. And you have a bad day. I'm gonna butcher this, but I'm trying. I'm trying my best here. And they say you have a bad day, and then they call it a bad day, and then you have a bad week, and then they say he's in a mood, and then you have a bad year. Sorry, you have a bad day, you call it a mood, right? You're just in a bad mood, right? You have a bad week, and people start calling it an attitude, right? You go beyond a week, chewing on the same thing, reacting to the same thing. People call that a character trait, right? And that becomes hard to shake. That becomes, yes, he did. There was a question posed in that video about what a real fan is. I don't know what a real fan is. I don't know. I didn't follow this team in 95, 96, 97, 98. I could tell you I started following 99, 2000, right around when Vince Carter was here and taking off, and really admired the hell out of him, and really haven't been able to turn my attention away. There have been seasons for sure. 2012, 2013 was particularly hard to watch. 2005, 2006, I can't say I was as engaged. Really hated watching Mike James. But this has become sort of an addiction in a way. Addiction has a negative connotation, but the Raptors have become a part of me. Some people say, as I mentioned in a previous live, that like, oh, Scotty left, he would leave. Been here long before Scotty was born, right? Been following this team before Scotty was born. Going to be following this team for a very long time. I used to always think that I'd go back to the States, man. I really did. I didn't think I would stay here. My parents kind of dragged me here, and I didn't expect to, like, when my mom decided to stay here, I didn't expect to stay in Toronto, and I was very homesick for a bit. But this place is home now, you know? This place is home. And the Raptors are home, and I'm really looking forward to what the next, I don't know, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years. It's fun. It's fun rooting for what you think is going to be a superstar, and watching that at the ground level and having any influence, any ability, any way to support that growth and to watch it. This is going to be really fun. It's going to be a real fun 6, 7 years. I hope that it goes as well as the most optimistic among us are thinking it's going to go. But it's time to stop sweating the small stuff. So, 2019? Sorry. What are you saying there? Sorry, I don't understand the comment. What's 2019? Anyway, I want to say have a great day, y'all. And if there's anyone out there going through, I don't know, a moment that feels tough, one of the things that I've noticed about connecting with people from this channel, a lot of people who are part of this channel have pulled themselves out of a real issue. Like something deep has happened in their lives. I can't say for everybody. I have not had the chance to connect with all 4,000, I don't know, 970 of you. I have not. But to the 100, 150 of you that I've had brief communication with over email or whatever, it seems like you're all doing something awesome in your life, that you're all trying to emerge, and that you're all people who think about life, think beyond the immediacy of the moment, and are trying to pursue some sort of meaningful connections in your life and betterment. And if you're trying to pursue self-actualization in your life, as we've covered in a previous live, it can get heavy sometimes. And you probably feel stuff. There's a lot of people that go through life numb, and there's no judgment on people who go through life numb. Life can make you numb sometimes. But to those of you who are feeling a storm sometimes, like whatever it is, sometimes it's just things outside of your control. It's just like the noise gets really loud and bills are due, or your boss is a dick or something like that. It's testing you, it's pushing you through things, right? And there's this old adage that if it doesn't kill you, it makes you stronger. Yeah, I don't know about that, but I think everything that I've ever been through in my life, every hard moment, every hard question that I've ever asked myself has taught me something about myself, and learning about myself has never been a negative. So to those of you out there who are, pursuing a better life for yourself, keep going. And, to those of you who are a little bit sick of hearing about YouTuber drama on this channel, whether it be in the comment section, in the whatever, just, you have my word. I will literally write it right here. Don't do it. No matter how tempting it is, it's low hanging fruit. It's low hanging fruit. Some people want you to talk about it because it's entertaining. For some people, it's entertaining. But for me, it's a deviation from what I want to do in my life. It's not something I feel proud of. And yeah, it's certainly not something I admire in others. Gossip and rumor spreading and beef and this shit is better left to TMZ, the Kardashians, and tabloids. It has no place on a serious basketball channel. Has no place on a basketball channel that, says that they are about the analytics and league-wide trends. I mean, our mission statement is very simple. Straight basketball talk. And a little bit of life talk, but no more drama. All right, so manifest the good thoughts. Thank you so much, and everyone, have a great Saturday. Enjoy the 2 Raptor games. I will catch you in the live tonight. Honestly, it's not, Jacob, it's not exclusive to this fan base. There are a lot of fan bases like that where, they don't want to hear it. I mean, if you go and tell the New York Knicks right now that Julius Randle is a fake superstar, they will yell at you. And he probably is, but they're not going to want to hear it because their team is winning right now, and that's what they want to hear. No, I think a lot of fan bases are like that, honestly, and who cares, right? At the end of the day, the numbers speak for themselves. It's like the results will speak for themselves. And yeah, I mean, I swear, like, history is such a weird thing. It sort of rewrites itself after it turns out a certain way. People swear it was always that way, but it wasn't. There was a very, very, very serious growing concern that a jump shooting team could never win in the NBA. Could never happen. Could never win a championship. And then the Golden State Warriors happened. Everyone was wrong. There was a theory that you always needed a 7-footer. And then the Golden State Warriors presented their death lineup, and everyone was like 6'6", 6'7", 6'3". And the analytics god spoke. There was a theory a really long time ago in like 1988, 1989. There was a constant, and I do mean constant, thing that you couldn't win in the NBA with a scorer. Like, your best player couldn't be like a scoring leader. Like, a scoring champion can't win championships. And then Michael Jordan won 6. And then Kobe Bryant won a whole bunch, right? There was this theory that you couldn't win without a dominant center. And then the Bulls won with Luke Longley. My point is, and Bill Cartwright. Sorry, I don't want to throw, Bill Cartwright out. So I'm saying that, it's right today, but it might not be right tomorrow. Yeah, we think Julius Randle's a fake star, and then, maybe, they go and win a championship with him, and suddenly we think differently about Julius Randle, and history writes itself and then rewrites itself. Yeah, sometimes we do. But anyways, look, I mean, honestly, yesterday I wanted to make a video about what I heard because it was so irritating, and I got so angry when I was listening to it. And the video that I wanted to make was pretty hostile. It was the same energy. It was the same energy reflecting back. And I'm really glad I didn't make that video. I'm really glad that I decided to make this video instead, because I think I've said everything that I wanted to say, but I've said it in a way that I respect myself more. Um, tend to be more delusional on other fan bases. Honestly, James, I'm not a hockey fan, so I don't necessarily get the Habs references. And I'm also slightly younger, so I definitely don't get who Harold Barreld was. But um, I'll definitely look it up. Mark Anderson, yo, my man. Wow, you actually got the whole green thing going in your picture there. Happy St. Patrick's Day, and sir, enjoy the G League game. Mark was one of the two winners. Scott, I guess you guys will have a chance to meet each other at the game. I believe that game is today, right? So it's afternoon game today. So I hope you guys enjoy courtside of the G League game. That's super cool. And honestly, I live pretty far away from Mississauga, and if I didn't, I would definitely have gone to one of these games because yeah, Raptors 9 to 5 is awesome. Yeah, you did, man. You got the email. I sent you an email, 100%. But sorry, I'm just gonna check like right now and make sure that I 1000% sent it to you. But yeah, I definitely did. Hang on. So, oh shoot. Oh shoot. You sent me an email back saying you didn't see the link. My bad. I will send you the link right now. My bad. My bad. I copied both. I think I may have copied both links to Scott's. Scott. Yeah, it's Scott. I'm gonna send it to you right now. Let me know if you can't use it, and then I'll. Yeah, but actually, sorry. I mean, I apologize. This is a little bit annoying for people. I feel. Um, okay, I'm gonna send you the link right now when we get off the live. I apologize. I did not see your response email saying that you didn't get the link. My bad. Okay. All right. Have a good day, guys. I hope you enjoy the game tonight, and I will see you after the game in the post game live. No more drama. Keep it out of the comments. Keep it out of the live streams. We're going to keep this 100% basketball. All right. Peace.